let me give a small introduction to Professor Korada Subrahmanyam garu. Professor Korada Subrahmanyam garu was born in 1954 and is a Sanskrit grammarian and a scholar from India. He was a professor of Sanskrit at the University of Hyderabad. Professor Korada Subrahmanyam was born into a family of Vedic scholars hailing from the Godavari Delta region known as Konasima. His areas of expertise include the Ashtadasha Vidya, philosophy of language and translation. He is also well versed in Mahabhashya, Vākyapadiyam, Laghumanjusha, Shlokavartikam, and Tantravartikam. With this introduction, I request Professor Korada Subrahmanyam garu to give his talk on the multidisciplinarity of Vākyapadiyam. Thank you very much, sir.
Om Devim Vākyamadyanayanta Devastam Vishwarupah Pashavo Vadanti Sano Mandre Shamurjam Duhana Khervagasman Upasuštutaitu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskar. At the beginning, I express my gratitude, thanks to INDICA Academy, especially Sri Harikiran Garu, Sri Nagaraj Garu, and other scholars as well, who is responsible for arranging this kind of talk and giving me a chance here to sit and before you want to say a few words about it. Yes, at the outset, I would like to give just an introduction to my education. I got by heart Amarakosha at the age of 5. Later, I learned Veda, Krishna Yajur Veda, some portions, 16 Prashnas or so, from my father as well as another scholar in Gurukula system in Veda Pathshala. Later, I studied Vyakaranam, Purvamimamsa, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Yoga, Sankhya, all the darshanas and all the Vedangas. My thesis was Mahavakya Vicharaha in Sanskrit, that is available online. And there I discussed the concept of Mahavakya, not only from Vedanta, but also Purvamimamsa, Nyaya Vaisheshika, Vyakaranam, Alankara Shastram, and the other Shastras also, like Alankara Shastra. I was learning Veda, Jyotisham, and what you call Vyakaranam every day. Even today, I am teaching to my grandchildren. It is Veda, Vyakarana, and Jyotisha, and a few other things like Amarakosha, and so on. So, now, presently, the topic given is Vākyapadiyam. Vākyapadiyam is a difficult text to understand. It is a commentary on Mahabhashyam. But in Mahabhashyam, there are seeds of other Shastras, whereas in Vākyapadiyam, we have a clear explanation. Of course, it is difficult to understand the terse verses of Vākyapadiyam, but it covers almost all Shastras and Darshanas, including this Nastika Darshanam or Charvaka Darshanam, whatever it is. So, Vākyapadiyam is a text authored by Bhartṛhari. It contains 3 kandas. First one is called Brahmakanda or Agamakanda. The second one is called Vakyakanda. And the third one is called Padakanda. There we have 14 Samuddeshas. Samuddesha means a small chapter, so you can say Jati, Idravya, Linga, Sadhana, etc. So each aspect is discussed, taking Panini Sutras and adding the other Shastras like Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Bauddha, Jaina, and all. So just I shall touch some aspects of Vākyapadiyam where different Shastras are discussed. The first Kanda is called Agamakanda or Brahmakanda. Bhartṛhari starts this Brahmakanda with the following verse: Anādinithanam Brahma Śabda Tattanvidaksharam Vivartatertha Bhavena prakriya jagato yataha. He started the very work with Vedanta. So Anadinathanam Brahma is actually borrowed by Bhartṛhari from Shanti Parva of Mahabharata. So here Vivartate Artha Bhavena. There are two arguments. One is Vivartavada and Parinamavada in the latter works, because Bhartṛhari belongs to 5th century. Later, it turned out that Vedantins respect Vivartavada, whereas Sankhyas, etc., follow the Parinamavada. But in Vākyapadiyam Brahmakanda itself, Shabdasya Parinamoyam Ityam Naya Vido Viduhu. This kind of so Bhartṛhari employed the term Vivarta as a synonym of Parinama. So both Parinama and Vivarta are one and the same as far as Bhartṛhari is concerned. And then here what happens, there is fourfold prakriya in terms of vak, para pashyanti madhyama vaikhari. In the coming verses, vaikhariya madhyamayascha pashyantyascha itadadbhutam anekatirtha bhedayah trayavachah param padam. In Brahmakanda itself, Bhartṛhari is going to say trayavachah param padam. There are three kinds of vak. There is Pashyanti, Madhyama, and Vaikhari. Pashyanti is at navel. Madhyama is nothing but this spota. And Vaikhari is whatever sounds are heard, acoustic sounds. That's three kinds. Then what about para? So this is discussed in Laghumanjusha by Nagesha Bhatta. And he said, whatever is said in the beginning, Anadinathanam Brahma, which cannot be analyzed, there is no room for discussion. That itself is mentioned by that verse. That is paravak. So paravak is touched, and this goes to Vedanta Darshanam 1. Second thing is Upaya Shikshamananam Balanam Upaladana Asatyevatmani Sthitva Tatas Satyam Samihate. So the Vayakarnas believe that there are two kinds of Brahman. That is stated in Shanti Parva and some Upanishad also. Dev Brahmani Veditavye Shabda Brahma Paranjayad Shabda Brahmani Nishnataha Param Brahma Adhigachyati. So through the Shabda Brahma Sakshatkara, one would attain Param Brahma. That is moksha. Yansa mokshamananam ajamha rajapadhatihi. In Brahmakanda itself, he says, those who wish to attain moksha can choose this Vyakarna Darshanam, okay, as a direct royal path, highway to attain moksha. That is what he says. So in other cases also, Anadi Brahma Shashvatam, in Vakyakanda he says. So throughout the Shastram, that is the work Vākyapadiyam, Bhartṛhari will be harping on the idea of Advaita Siddhanta, and that is attaining moksha through Vyakarana Darshanam. One more thing. He has taken up the word Anadi. Shadasmakam Anadayaha, Jiva, etc., Ishvara, etc. 6 Anadis are accepted by Advaita Vadims. Okay, so here also Bhartṛhari takes up the word Anadi. Anadi means beginningless. Of course, beginningless and endless also. That is a different question. And again, when in Padakanda Sambandha Samuddesha, Bhartṛhari refers to this Anadi concept. See, since which point of time Shabda has been rendering Artha is the question. Okay, Vyakarnas accept two kinds of relations between Shabda and Artha. One is Vākyavachaka Bhava, the other is Yogyata. Okay, so he says, as an answer to the question as to since which point of time the Shabda has been rendering the Artha, he says, Indriyanam Svavishayeshvanadiriyo Vyata Yatha Anadirarthai Shabdanam Sambandho Yogyata Tatha. So since which point of time the Indriyas have been doing their duties, suppose a nose, it smells, ears, they hear, eyes are looking. Since which point of time these Vyaparas have been happening? Anadi. No, you can't say. So similarly, Shabda has been rendering the meaning since time immemorial. So the concept of anadi, whichever very much there in Advaita Siddhanta, is borrowed to explain the Shabda Brahma Siddhanta of Vyakarnas here. Actually, the seeds to make Vyakaranam a Darshanam. Vyakaranam is a Vedanga. Shiksha, Vyakaranam, Shabdas, Niruktaha, Niruktan, Jyotisha, Jyotisham, Kalpaha. 6 Vedangas are there. Vyakaranam is there. But here Vyakaranam is made a Darshanam. Darshayati Tattvam is Darshanam. The one which is useful to attain moksha is called Darshanam. So there are 6 Astika Darshanas, Nastika Darshanas, also 6, etc. That is there. So here in Brahmakanda, this is just roughly, many more examples are there. For the sake of time, I am not going into details. So first, in the first place, Bhartṛhari touches Vedanta Darshan. Then within Brahmakanda only, he also touches other Shastras. For example, he touches Niruktam. In Niruktam, we have Shat Bhavaha, Shat Bhava Vikaraha, iti Varshayani, etc. That is there in Niruktam. So here he says, Adhyahita Kalanyasya, etc. Janmadayo Vikara Shat. Here, as well as in Jati Samuddesha of Padakanda also, Bhartṛhari touches the 6 Bhava Vikaras of Nirukta. Okay, Jayate, Asti, Viparinamate, Vardhate, Avakshiyate, Vinashyati. These 6 are called Bhava Vikaras. Anything in the world you can challenge. Anything in the world has to undergo these 6 stages that are the so-called Bhava Vikaraha. So there, where in Jati Samuddesha he says Jati is there, we are going to discuss that also. So the Jati itself will undergo all these 6 changes because Jati is Nitya. See, one thing one should keep in mind. According to Nayayikas, Mimamsakas, Vyakarnas, etc., Jati is Nitya. For Vedantins, Jati is not Nitya. Agni, Agnitva, Mavagat. This mantra is there in Upanishads. Agritva Jati has left Agni. That means Jati is not perennial, permanent, Nitya. No, Jati is not Nitya for Vedantins. Even for Bauddhas, they accept for Arya Satyas, Sarvam Kshanikam Kshanikam, etc. There, if they say Sarvam Kshanikam Kshanikam, whatever you have seen in this particular moment is not going to be there in the next moment. So, na vrikshaha vrikshatva vachinnaha, kintu itarvrikshebhyaha bhinnaha. That kind of theory they follow. So, for Vedantins and Bauddhas, Jati is not there. It is not Nitya, even if it is somehow accepted. Okay, so this Niruktam is touched here in Brahmakanda and Jati Samuddesha of Padakanda also. Then he touches, Bhartṛhari touches this Nyaya Darshanam. This verse I am going to give, Yatne Nanu Vitopyartha Kushalair Anumatrubhi Abhiyukta Tarairanyaihi Anyathaiva Upapadyate. Abhiyukta means a scholar in Vyakarana, says Jaimini in Pavramyamasa Darshanam. Okay, this verse is quoted by both Shankaracharya and Vachaspati Mishra. In Verbhatmi, Shankaracharya quotes this verse under Tarka Pratishthanaat. There is one Vedanta Sutram. Tarka is not standard. And they quoted Vākyapadiyam, Brahmakanda, this Yatnena Anvitopyarthaha. So Anumana, Pramanam, is not so strong everywhere because Abhiyukta Taraha, if a better scholar, okay, a better logician would arrive on the scene, he would say, no, there is another yukti. So the earlier yukti is gone. Still another Nayayika will come and says, no, this is not correct. Similarly, so Tarka is Aptishtita Tarka. That is how the name he got. And one more thing is at the end of Vakyakanda, Vaiji Saurava Hariyakshayihi Shushka Tarka Anusarivihi, etc. So the Mahabhashyam was out of study because of the Shushka Tarkikas, the term Shushka Tarkika. Shushkatarka itself is from Vakyapadiyam in the first place. Later, so many people used this. So, Baiji, Saurabha, Haryaksha, etc. Dry logicians were there, and they caused a lot of, this thing to loss to Mahabharshya, Pathanam, and all, he says. So, and this is about Nyaya Darshanam, what he says. Shiksha, yoga, other darshanas also he just touches. But let us take up Pratishakhya. In Pratishakhya, there is one definition, Samhita. Samhita means Vakyam here. Okay, Pada Prakriti Samhita. Here, one point we have to discuss. The Vyakarnas accept 8 kinds of spotas. Among them, Akhanda Vakya Jati Spota is accepted. The rest are just for the purpose of Prakriya, for the grammatical applications. They have taken up Padam, Varnaha, Sandhi, Samasa, all these things are not real. Upaya Shikshamananam, Balanam, Apalalanam. Okay, Asatya Vatmani Sthitva. Asatya Vatma is the Prakriti Pratyaya Vibhaga. Varna has got meaning, Tasyapatyam, Tena Drushtam, etc. So these are not just Kalpita, these are artificial. At the end, Padaspota is the real candidate as well as the Vakya Spota. So here, in the Siddhanta, Akhanda Vakya Jati Spota is accepted. So a complete sentence without any limbs, avayavas, and whichever avayavas you are getting, Pada, Varna, etc., they are artificial. Abodhara Padartha ye. It is explained in Brahmakanda itself. So there, Vakyam only is to be accepted as the very unit of language. Then you may do Apodhara. Apodhara means artificial separation of a sentence into padas, artificial separation of a pada into varnas, etc. So we do not accept the existence of varnas or padas. Padena varna vidyante vanesh vavayavanacha. Vakyat padanamatyandam pravileko na kasyana pravilekaha bheda. So here the Akhanda Vakya is accepted, Spota is accepted, whereas in this Spota is accepted, it is the origin of Alankara Shastra. It is clearly stated by Anandavardhana in Dhanyaloka and Mamatacharya in Kavya Prakasha. Without Spota, there is no Alankara Shastra. Spota, Vyangya, Dhvani, all these things are one and the same. We are not going into details for want of time. Then, Akhanda Vakyam is accepted. Akhanda Vakyartha is taken to again Akhanda Vakyartha of Tattvamasi, Aimatma Brahma, etc. So, on a par with Advaita, Akhanda Vakyartha, these people have taken the Akhanda Vakya Jati Spota. Jati because so many are there. Otherwise, Vyakti can be taken. That is, whereas in Devatadhikaranam, in Vedanta Darshanam, Shankar Bhashyam, etc., even in Shri Bhashyam, we will come across a refutation of this Spotavada. Okay, so Mīmāsakas, Nayayikas, Sankhyas, they don't accept, of course, Bauddhas also, there are discussions on this topic. They also on Jainas. Forget about these Nastikas, Charvakas. They do not accept Spotavada. Whereas Vyakarnas, Yogins, and Alankarikas accept Spota. Spota is very much taken up for discussion in Yogana Shastram, 3rd Adhyaya, 17th Sutra. Shabdartha Pratyayanam Itaretara Adhyasat Sankaraha Tat Pravibhaga Sanyamat Sarva Bhota Rata Jnanam. This is the Yoga Sutram. So there it is discussed that how to understand the languages of not only human beings, but also the animals, birds, etc. As was done by Hanuman in Ramayana, he understands all these languages. How is it possible? Because he was a Sanyami. Trayamekatra Sanyama. Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, 3 angas are called Sanyama. The one who has got Sanyami. So there also, Shabda, Artha, Jnana, all the 3 are in the same form. Gauriti Shabdaha, Gaurityathaha, Gauriti Jnanam, etc. Vyasa Pandita Bhashyam is there. So now, this Purva-Mīmāsakas accept. Shabda is Nitya. For Mīmāsakas as well as Vyakarnas, This Nayayikas say Shabdaha Anityaha Krutakatvat Ghatavat. That kind of Anumana they have taken up and let it be there. Shabda is being heard. We have been experiencing. Every daily we are experiencing. So Shabda is Nitya. Then what is Shabda? Shabda Praman. Then Vyakarana say the partless Akhanda Vakyam is Shabda. And the later on are just artificial. Pada, etc. Whereas Mīmānsaka say autikastu shabdasyarthena sambandhaha padaryanatva. This is from Purvamīmānsa Darshana. There autpatika iti nityam gurumaha Shabra. So there they say there are varnas. We hold to varnas. Varna samudaya is padam, pada samudaya is Vakya. Again at the beginning of Vakyakanda, that I will come again back, Purvamīmānsa, Abhihitanvayavada, etc. Coming back, Padaprakriti Samhita. Samhita means Padaprakriti. Here, Bhartṛhari offers two Vigraha Vakyas for this Samasa. Padanam Samhita Yonihi. Samhita Padashraya. Do you say that Padas have got their origin in Vakya? Or Vakya is there, and by dividing, okay, splitting a Vakya into Pada, you get Pada. So both Tatpurusha and Bahuriya are possible. So here he touches Pratishaksha. Next, let us see Shiksha, etc. What is the cause of Shabda? The cause of Shabda is said differently by different people. In Panini Shiksha, Panini says, Atma buddhya sametyarthan mano yungte vivakshaya manah kaya agnimahanti, etc. Whatever air is there, that gets connected with the Jatragni, and both of them combinedly go up and just stimulate these things. It is stimulated by Vayu. Okay. The Buddhi connects, Antaratma connects the things that are there with Shabda, and then it puts the mind on the job of Vivaksha, Vaktumicha, to say something, and it just stimulates the Jatragni, and both air and Agni, okay, they travel upwards, they touch the speech organs, and thus Shabda is produced. That is Shikshakara. And then Jainas, etc., they say Paramanus are the very cause of Shabda. Whereas in Apadana Karakam, Mahabhashyakara Patanjali says Jnanam is the cause of Shabda. So, Vayo Ranunam Jnanasya Shabdatva Pattirishyate. So, all these three people are saying Darshana Bhedottara. There is Darshana Bheda as far as this cause of Shabda is concerned. This is stated clearly in Brahmakanda by Bhartṛhari. So he touched not only Pratishakhya, but also our Shiksha, and of course Mahabhashyam is also there. So these, he touches all these things. Next what happens? One more thing is, whatever is described in Panini Shiksha as the Shaddotpatti, this is there in Shabra Bhashyam first Adhyaya, and also in Gandharva Veda, that is Sangeeta Ratnakara, we find the same description, third Adhyaya or fourth Adhyaya roughly. Okay, so Bhartṛhari is indirectly touching even the Gandharva Veda and Shabra Bhashya and so on. Actually, this is there in many places. Okay. Then what happens? In Brahmakanda itself, Hari was discussing this Gandharva Veda. See, where do you get this Shajya Divedaha, he says. See, Nishada, Arshabha, Gandhara, Shajya, Madhyama, Dhaivata, Panchamascha. These Saptaswaras are there, which have emanated from Udatta and Udatta Swarita. That is there in Panini Shiksha, etc. So, these Swaras also have emanated from the same Shabda. So, Chaitanyam Brahmanastasya. This is nothing but Chaitanyam only, whatever they say, Sachidananda Swarupam Chit. So, when the Atma Chaitanyam goes out, Drishyate Kashthakudyavatu. It looks like a wall or a dry stick, something like that. So all these things he was touching each and every Shastra. Then he touches indirectly Ayurveda, etc. also. He says, Ropadayo yatha drishtaha. Actually, whatever, every Padartha would have some sort of Prakriti or nature. Here he was referring to different medicines, etc. And in Ayurveda, one very important aspect is discussed. Okay, Bala Prana Prada Prokta Yuvati Pranadharini Praudha Karoti Vruddhatvam Vruddha Maranamadishet. Whom to marry? Then he says, if you marry a very young girl, Bala Pranaprada Prokta, she will increase your longevity. Ayurvriddhi bhavishyati yadi Bala chet. Okay. Yavati Pranadharini. If she is just Yavati, generally 3 years, 5 years, and 8 years, like that difference is accepted for Vivaha. Okay. One thing is, I must say, Varaha Mihiracharya in Brahajjatakam, okay, he clearly says that these Nayayikas, Vyakarnas, Mimamsakas, Vedantins, etc. had miserably failed, Bhagnaha, in learning this Jataka Skandha, 3 Skandhas, Muhurta Skandha, Jataka Skandha, Siddhanta Skandha. So I studied long ago in during 76 or so this Jyotisham, and I have seen roughly 2000 horoscopes from 1977 to 1993. Study involves offering predictions. You cannot simply just look it and throw away. No. So here what happens? You have to marry a girl younger than you. 2 younger you can marry. They will be increasing the longevity. But generally we do not, for obvious reasons, we do not advise. So Yavati Pranadharini, she will maintain the very longevity of a person. Longevity is predicted from 8th place, Ashtamam Ayusthanam, and Shani is the Ayushkaraka in Jyotish. Leave it there. Praudha Karoti Vruddhatvam. If the wife is elder to you in age, then you are going to get old age quickly. You will become easily prone to so many diseases and all that, like back pain, etc. And even heart attack it may lead to. Because Praudha is not at all advisable for marriage. Vruddha Maranamadishet. Vruddha, a very old lady, would quickly quicken your death. Soon you are going to have your death. So Bala Prana Prada Prokta Yavati Pranadharini Praudha Karoti Vruddhatvam Vruddha Maranamadishet. This is from Ayurveda. So all these things are put succinctly in that verse in second Adhyaya. Rather, first Adhyaya 138. One can see the reference. And he refers to Rigveda, other Atharva Vedas, because in Atharva Veda we have mantras for Vrishchika, mantra for a Sarpa, etc. So all those things are brought under this verse, okay, which is very test. Then he indirectly says, actually one should know the 3 doshas, 3 kinds of defects are there. Doshatrayam tatra vartate, kaya vag buddhi manasa yemala samavasthitaha chikitsa lakshana adhyatma shastraistesham vishuddhayaha. So there are 3 kinds of doshas: manasika dosha, kaya dosha, and vag dosha. So in order to see that the people are relieved from all these 3 kinds of doshas, Patanjali authored 3 works. In order to see that people are just relieved of these manasika doshas, he authored Yoganushasana, Yogaschittavritti Nirodhaha. The second one is for Chakasutram, a portion is only available. He authored Chakasutram. And the third one is Mahabhashyam. Mahabhashyam Vapathet, Maharajyam Vapalayet. We are not going into details. So he touches these Shastras also, how important they are. So, and one more thing is, earlier I touched this, here is Yogi Prachaksha. Okay, There he says, Pratyakshan navishishyate pasyantyarshena chakshusha. In Brahmakanda only. This reference you will find under Vartamane Lat. Panini says Vartamane Lat. Patanjali quotes some verses there. Vimansakha Manyamanaha Kakam Smeha Anupruchati He Kaka Kinte Patita Lakshanam. Have you already flown? Bhotakala. Not yet flown? Bhavishyat Kala. Nastyeva Vartamanah Kalaha. But Panini says Vartamane Lat. Asti Vartamana Kalaha. How could he see? So Tribhavaha. That is explained by Patanjali in Mahabhashyam. They Tribhavaha. They can see all the three bhavas, that is Bhota, Vartamana, and Bhavishyat. For ordinary people like us, we cannot see. Why? Because there is Yogi Pratyakshan. They have Yogi Pratyakshan. That's how Panini could author a work. Today, call anybody of your choice, ask him what is his mother tongue, and ask him to do some sutras on a par with Panini, do a matching work. Or Yoganishasam or Sishyata Samhita, Charaka Samhita. No. Why? Because you don't have that Yogi Pratyakshan. Yogi Pratyakshan is completely different. Okay. So this Yogi Pratyakshan is touched in under Vartamane Lat by Patanjali, and here it is explained. Okay. Even in Shlokavartikam, etc., Kumara Bhatta accepts. And Yogi Pratyakshan you separately need not accept. You can put it under Pratyakshan. This is not accepted by many Mimamsakas. Okay, let us not go into those details. So here, what he says is, Yogi Pratyakshan cannot be suspected. He cannot be a subject to Anumana Pramana. Na anumanena bhajyate. No, impossible. You cannot go on applying Anumana Pramana to everything. Even to rishis like Panini, Patanjali, etc. Even in Khandana Khandakajya, Sriharsha refutes Padasamjna and Nadisamjna of Panini. We do not accept that. In Chitsukarya did not do that. But in Khandana Khandakajya, Sagrantha Virodha is there. Tadveshi Bhavan Tatkaricha, under Tasyapatyam Patanjali says, you hate it, you are against it, but still you are performing it, you are involved in that. How can it be? In a couple of places, Patanjali says in Mahabhashyam. So, Sriharsha, while taking up the Panini Sutram Sutingantam Padam and employing the same Padam throughout his work or works, even next to the Jetam, etc., he says, no, Padasamjna, I am going to write. You are a Vaitandika, Vedanta, Prayojanam Asya, Prayojanam with a time. So, Nadisamjna also. If at all you are capable of doing something, do a matching work. Why to make a kind of khandana like this? The khandana is not very much. No, we don't like it. Anyway, come back. So now, this is generally roughly we have touched this Brahmakanda. Now let us go to Vakyakanda. Here, Akhyata Shabda, etc. Bhartṛhari in the beginning, he gives 8 definitions of Vakya offered by different systemists. There he covers Abhinetanvayavada of Nayayikas and Kumara Bhatta, Abhinetanvayavada of Vaiyakarnas and Prabhakara Guru, and all that, whatever theories or so-called ideas were there, concepts were there, they were just put in a nutshell. So he summarized first in the beginning all the Vakya Nirvachanani. Then he goes to the actual Nirvachanam of Sakangshavayam Tatra. Okay. The Jaiminis Vakya Nirvachanam is there. That is very, very popular, quoted by everybody. Even in our Kosha, Suptinganta Chayo Vakyam Kriyava Karakanvita. That is also just in line with Jaiminis Sutra. What is that Sutra? Arthaikatvad ekam Vakyam Sakangshanchet Vibhage Syat. If and only if you are going to propose as a single thing or single meaning, Artha, means Prayojana or Śabda. And if when separated the parts are found to be wanting, having Akanksha, Chaitraha, Kinkaroti, Pachati. Pachati. Kaha Pachati? Chaitraha. Such kind of Akanksha is there and a single meaning, unitary meaning is denoted by the group of words, then you can call it a Vakyam. So this is actually quoted by Bhartṛhari here. Sakankhaya yavintatra. So you see, same words he used. Then another thing is that these in under Samartha Padavidhi, 2 Vakya Lakshanas are offered by Katyayana, acting Vakyam, etc. Those things are also exclusively for that Shastra. Shastre yat acting Vakyamityet Shastre yat paribhashitam Sakankshayavam tatra nasarvam. So completely it is not on toto. In toto with whatever is said by Jaimini in 2nd Adhyaya as Vakya Lakshana. Arthaigatvad ekam Vakyam Sakankshan ched vibhagesya. The joke is that people, while learning Vyakarana or teaching Vyakarana, do not find it. Vibhasha Sakankshe. Panini Sutram is there in 3rd Adhyaya. Whether it is lang or lut, Smarasya Krishnayat Kashmireshu Vatsyamaha Tatra Saktun Pasyamaha or Smarasya Krishnayat Kashmireshu Avasama Tatra Saktun Apibama, both can be used, both are being used. But that is Sakanksha. Panini uses the same word, but that is for Mahavakya. Whereas here, in my thesis Mahavakya Vichara, I have clearly mentioned this. Arthaigatvad ekam Vakyam Sakankshan ched vibhage syat. Vakyam he is saying, Vakyam is of 2 types, Vakyam, Mahavakyam. Ramayana is a Mahavakyam. But here, he doesn't put the word Padam. Why? Because if it is a Vakyam, Padanam Sakankshatvam vishyate. Yadi Mahavakyam, Ramayana Mahavakyam, Bharatam Mahavakyam, Raghuvanshah Mahavakyam, Ityadriya Mahakavyam Mahavakyam. Both are the same. Tatra kim bhavishyati avantranam vakyanam madhye akanksha yogyata asakti. Akanksha only is said. Yogyata is not touched by Jaimini for obvious reasons. Only a sane person would say he is firing, watering with fire. Chaitra is watering with fire. Who will say such kind of sentences? And asakti or sannidhi, those proximity of the words of a sentence, they have to be pronounced in quick succession. Prahare asahocharitani, that is from Tarka Sangraha. So in early morning you say Chaitraha, evening you say Pachiti. Vakyartha cannot be achieved. Here that is one thing. Here, when you go for Abhihita Anvayavada, the words first would denote the meaning, Abhihita, then Anvaya, then the Padarthas are combined. Okay, then Vakyartha we will get. Debhyaha Padarthaha Jayante, Padarthebhyaha Vakyarthavagamaha. This is Shabrabhashyam. Taking these sentences, Kumarila said, Abhihita Anvayavada, Nayayikas follow. Prabhakara Guru said, Anvita Abhidhanvada, first there will be Anvaya, Karakam, Kriya, etc. All the words of a sentence will get connected with each other. Then the group of words which formed into a sentence would render the meaning. So, Anvita Abhidhana. Okay, so these 2 theories are there in Purvamimamsa. Those things are also covered by Bhartṛhari. Besides Spata, Spataha Vachakaha. Okay. Oh my God, my time is coming to an end, so I must rush. Then what happens in Padakanda, he goes on to talk about Jati Samuddesha itself. He says, other Sambandhi Bhedat Sattaiva Vidyamana Gavadishu Jati Rityuchyate Tasyan Sarve Shabda Vyavasthita. That is Jati, Jatau Jati. Samanyani, Samanyani, Tarkika Darshanam. That we don't accept. Shabdatva Jati is there. In that there is Goshabdaha, Goshabdatva, different jatis, Avantar jatis. Then Tam Pratipatika Thancha Dhatmathancha Prachakshate Sanitya Samahan Atma Tamahus Pataladaya. Pratipatika one side, Dhatmatha another side, Ashtadhyayi. There, what Panini means by saying Tasya Bhavas Patalo, Bhaveghai, etc. There he says, it is nothing but Sa Nitya, Nitya Prithvi, Nityam Akasham, etc. Nayayikas. Sa Mahan by Sankhyas, Atma by Vedantins. Tamahu Tvataladaya Tvatal Thal Ghai, etc. These prachayas, tin, etc. These prachayas denote the same thing. So he brought all the Shastras online. Okay, then he goes to Kala Samuddesha, Dik Samuddesha, etc. Just in Kala Samuddesha, Dik, Kala, all these things are Shaktis of Kala is not there in Siddhanta, and he brings Jyotisham, Graha, Nakshatra, etc. Aditya, Gati, etc. You are taking up, and then you are describing this is morning, that is evening, this is night, etc. Actually, Kala is not there. But Tamasya Sotradharam Prachakshate. Kala is the very cause. Shankaracharya also said, Parinam Kalaha Parinama Hetuhu iti Ahu. He said in Shatashatoropanishad Tarsa Sambhaj. Similarly, here, Yamloko Nati Vartate, you may say that Kala is just a capacity of Maya Shakti. It is not there. Dik, Desha, Kala are not there. But you cannot ignore. You require for political reasons, you require for Ayurvedic medicines, etc. You require for economic, financial matters, Kala, Bhota, Bhavishyat, Vartamana. So, the Kala is also then Sadhana Samuddesha is required. Shakti and Dravyam, mass and energy, there is no difference between Shakti and Dravyam. As far as Panini is concerned, the same thing is explained here. Samarthyam Sadhanam Viduhu. So, whatever Samarthyam capacity is there, Chaitraha, Parashana, Vruksham, Shanakti. Chaitra is chopping off a tree with an axe. Is it Chaitra or axe or the tree? Who is chopping the tree? None of them. That is the capacity Shakti that is there in the axe that is useful in the activity of chopping the tree. So Shakti and Dravyam, okay, both are not different. So I am very much thankful to the organizers of INDICA Academy, as I have already said in the beginning, for giving me a chance to sit before you. It is Ananta, there is no end. All the Shastras, so many things are discussed. So whenever I teach, I quote Vedas also. And of course, I bring Jyotisham. Why Shankaracharya was not married, nobody discusses. I do discuss. Why Sita was in Lanka, we have Karkataka Lagna of Sri Rama, we discuss that. So such things also should be. Why Panini was killed by a lion, who was the Maraka in Panini's horoscope? Did you ever check with Panini's horoscope? We have. Shubham Bhuyat. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Your polymath scholarship helped us to understand how Vākyapadiyam is so multidisciplinary, and it is Vākyapadiyam which gives this famous shloka quoted by most of the scholars about why multidisciplinary scholarship is required. And you showed that Bhartṛhari maintained what he preached through maintaining all the Shastras in Vākyapadiyam. Thank you very much. All the audience are excited to learn so much from you. There is one question. What are the 3 types of doshas? Missed to properly hear.
3 types of doshas. Vak dosha, defects of speech. You see, in Sanskritam, that is Siddhe Shabdartha Sambandhe, Dharma Niyamah Kriyate. We believe this is unique to Sanskritam. If you employ a sadhu shabda with the knowledge of Vyakaranam, you will get to Vyakarana Jnana Purvake Shabda Prayoge Dharma. That is the Siddhanta. So we want to attain moksha through Shabda Prayoga, Shabda Jnana also. One thing. Kaya doshas, body. The body, you see, due to the very weather or other whatever we eat, okay, dishes, different dishes, the health is just spoiled. So how to take care of that? And manasika dosha. This actually Yoganushasanam is not for physical health. It is Yoga Chittavritti Nirodhaha. It is for manasika dosha paharana, to cleanse the mind. Once you cleanse the mind, automatically the body health, physical health also is put on right track. So that is indirectly it is helpful Yoganushasanam. So 3 doshas are Vak dosha, effects of Vak. Okay, in Indian scenario, of course, and Sharirika dosha, entire globally it is there, and Manasaka dosha, again it is globally. Thank you very much. Is it clear? Any more
Yes,
questions?
yeah. That was the question. Thank you very much, sir.